Hey everybody, it's Brooke with The Buttered Home. Welcome to my messy kitchen. Today we are going to be cooking one of my husband's favorite desserts, and it is an upside down strawberry cake or strawberry upside down cake, however you want to say it. It really doesn't matter. Delicious is what it is. So it's a really simple cake, and it can be done with things that you have in your household already. No fancy flours, no fancy equipment needed. You can do it with a hand mixer or a stand mixer. It's just up to you. But this is a scratch made cake, and it very possibly is one of the most beautiful cakes that you can make. So we're going to get started, and I'm going to show you how to do it. We're going to start with about 3 cups of fresh sliced strawberries, and we're going to put those in a pretty large container because we're going to add some stuff to them. So in a small bowl, we're going to mix up our sugar and our cornstarch. And I'm just going to take a whisk and whisk them together to get out most of the lumps. And with that, we are going to sprinkle that over our strawberries. I'm going to do about half and then stir them. And never fear, the ingredients, the full set of ingredients will be at thebutteredhome.com. There'll be a link to this recipe at the bottom of this video. So stay tuned and we'll show you how to cook it, and then you can cook it yourself. All right, that's the last of that. And what this does is this is going to create a sweet slurry. In a way, it is going to pull some of the natural sugar out of the strawberries and prep them so that they will have almost a pudding-like effect when we put them on the bottom of our cake pan. So to that, we're going to add just a little bit of vanilla and then stir that up, because what goes best with sugar? Vanilla. All right, so now we're going to set those aside, and then we are going to talk about our cake. So our cake is very simple. You use regular old self-rising flour, sugar, eggs, butter, canola oil, milk, and vanilla. That's it. Those are things that are pantry staples in most homes. So one of the reasons that we like to cook from scratch at The Buttered Home is so that we can show you how relatively easy it is with things you probably already have in your kitchen. So it's not as complicated as you might think. So to begin with, for our cake, we are going to take 2 bowls, and I got 2 of my vintage Tupperwares here, and we are going to sift together our flour, our sugar, and yeah, it's got a good bit of sugar in it, but it's a beautiful, beautiful yellow cake. And then our salt. And we always add salt whenever we're baking desserts because it helps enhance the flavor of our sugar. Creates a balance. Now you'll notice I'm using a whisk. I do have a flour sifter, but you don't have to have a flour sifter. You can simply do it with your whisk like I just did. So those are our dry ingredients, and we're gonna set those to the side. So for our next portion, okay, so first we're gonna start with our eggs. We're gonna put them in a medium-sized bowl, and then we're just going to beat them just until they're foamy. See, they've got all those bubbles on top, so they're good and foamy, and that took less than 30 seconds. So to this, we are going to add our oil carefully and our melted butter. Now I like this recipe because it doesn't you don't have to prep. You don't have to set out butter to soften. So we're gonna mix those together. And then we're going to drizzle in our milk. And I'm gonna give that a quick mix. Then we're going to stir in our vanilla. So now we have our wet ingredients all prepped and ready to go. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to spray our pan liberally with cooking spray. And then we're going to take those beautiful, ripe, slurried strawberries. And then we're simply going to arrange them in a single layer, or as close as we can. You want to make sure you put a couple up around the neck of the pan and around the edges, because this is actually going to be the top of your cake. And you want it to be crowned with these beautiful strawberries. Okay. So I'm going to set that aside, and then with our hand mixer on low, we are going to gently add in our wet ingredients to our dry. Any cake, a good rule of thumb is do not overmix. So now I'm just going to take my spatula and make sure that I don't have any flour spots in the bottom. And then we're going to pour this beautiful cake mix right over the top of these gorgeous strawberries. If you've got some bubbles, that's fine. You can simply take your cake and tap it to make sure that you don't have any bubbles on the bottom. This will go into a 350-degree oven for an hour. And then when it comes out, you'll cool it in the pan for about 15 to 30 minutes, and then you'll turn it out, and it's gonna be gorgeous. And not only is it gonna be gorgeous, it's gonna be delicious too. So we're gonna come back and we'll show you what the finished product looks like. Hey everybody, we're back and we are finished. We had an hour cook time and about 15 to 20 minutes on a cool time in the pan. So we have turned this beautiful cake out, and it is time to show you how gorgeous it is. So we're gonna pan over now so that you can see how pretty it is. You have this beautiful strawberry glaze over the top. Those strawberries have cooked down to perfection where they will just melt in your mouth. And they are a wonderful complement to this cake too. And we're gonna cut it and show you how beautiful it is on the inside as well. This way you have strawberry shortcake all in one. All you need to do is add some ice cream or some whipped cream and you are good to go. So let's cut this beautiful cake. All right. smells so good. I wish that you could smell it because it smells divine. And that syrup just oozes down the side and it's gorgeous, and you have this beautiful yellow cake in the center, and it is fantastic. So for this recipe and many more just like it that show you how easy it is to cook from scratch, visit thebutteredhome.com. Also be sure and follow us here on YouTube or on Facebook and Instagram at The Buttered Home. So from our house to yours, we love y'all. Bye.